There are legends, and then there's Johnny Cash. A man in black. A voice that sounded like truth itself. A life filled with fame, faith, addiction, redemption, and pain. But here's what most people don't fully realize. Johnny Cash didn't just sing about struggle, he lived it. From poverty in Arkansas, to prison stages, to nearly losing everything to addiction. So how did a broken kid from the South become one of the most powerful voices in music history? And what nearly destroyed him along the way? Let's get into it. Johnny Cash was born in 1932, right in the middle of the Great Depression. His family didn't have much. They worked long, exhausting days in the cotton fields of Arkansas just to survive. This wasn't the kind of life you escaped easily. It was the kind that shaped you. But one moment changed everything. His older brother, Jack, died in a tragic accident when Johnny was just a boy. And it hit him hard. Cash later said Jack was the good one, the one meant to do something great. That belief stayed with him for the rest of his life. Like he was living in someone else's shadow. That pain didn't go away. It turned into something deeper, something you can hear in his voice decades later, finding music and identity. After serving in the Air Force, Cash came home with a clear goal, music. Not polished, not flashy, just real. That's when he found himself at Sun Records, the same place that launched Elvis Presley. But Cash wasn't trying to be Elvis. He had something different. A deep, steady voice. Simple guitar rhythms. And lyrics that felt honest. Songs like I Walk the Line weren't just hits, they were personal. People connected with him because he sounded like someone who understood them. And just like that, Johnny Cash became more than a singer. He became a voice for people who felt overlooked, fame, addiction, and collapse. But success came fast, and it came heavy. Touring non-stop. Pressure. Expectations. Cash turned to pills just to keep going. At first, it helped him stay awake, stay sharp. Then it took over. Missed shows. Arrests. Erratic behavior. Everything started slipping. And the scary part. It was happening in public. This wasn't a hidden struggle. Fans watched it unfold in real time. At one point, it looked like Johnny Cash might lose everything. His career, his reputation, even his life. June Carter changed everything. Then came June Carter. She had known Johnny for years. But this time, things were different. She saw who he really was beneath all the chaos. And she didn't walk away. She stood by him. Pushed him. Challenged him. And most importantly, she believed he could change. In 1968, he proposed to her on stage. That moment wasn't just romantic. It was symbolic. Because from that point on, Johnny Cash began to rebuild. Not overnight. Not perfectly. But for the first time in a long time, he was moving forward, the comeback and legacy. Most artists fade. Johnny Cash didn't. Years later, when many thought his best days were behind him, he made one of the greatest comebacks in music history. Working with Rick Rubin, Cash stripped everything down. No big production. No distractions. Just his voice. And it hit harder than ever. Songs like Hurt felt like a man looking back on his entire life, the mistakes, the pain, the regrets. It wasn't just music anymore. It was reflection. By the end, Johnny Cash wasn't just a country legend. He became something rare. A symbol of redemption. The prison performances that changed everything. By the late 1960s, Johnny Cash had already seen both sides of life, success and collapse. But then, he made a move that nobody expected. He decided to perform inside prisons. Not for publicity. Not for headlines. Because he understood those men. Cash had always felt a connection to the forgotten, the judged, the locked away. Songs like Folsom Prison Blues weren't just storytelling, they came from a place of empathy. So when he walked into Folsom State Prison in 1968, it wasn't just another gig. It was electric. The inmates didn't see a celebrity. They saw someone who got it. And when Cash stepped up to the microphone, dressed in black, that deep voice cutting through the room, something powerful happened. The album recorded that day, at Folsom Prison, didn't just revive his career. It redefined it. Suddenly, Johnny Cash wasn't just a country artist anymore. He was a voice for people society had thrown away, the man in black meaning. There's a reason people called him the man in black. And it wasn't just style. Johnny Cash chose to wear black as a statement. He once explained it clearly. He wore black for the poor, the beaten down, the prisoner who had paid for his crime but still hadn't found freedom. That wasn't marketing. That was belief. At a time when many artists avoided controversy, Cash leaned into it. He sang about injustice, about pain, about real-life struggles that others ignored. And it made him different. While others were chasing hits, Cash was telling stories that mattered. That's why his music didn't fade. It stayed relevant. Because it was never fake loss, aging, and final years. As the years went on, time began to catch up. And life hit Johnny Cash with one of its hardest blows. In 2003, June Carter, the woman who had stood by him through everything, passed away. And you could feel the change immediately. Cash was never the same after that. The strength in his voice was still there, but now it carried something heavier. Grief. Just months later, in September 2003, Johnny Cash himself passed away. But here's what makes it powerful. Even in his final days, he kept recording music. He kept telling his story. He never stopped being Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash didn't live a perfect life. Not even close. He made mistakes. He struggled. He fell hard. But he got back up. Again and again. And that's what makes his story different. Not the fame. Not the success. But the resilience. So when you hear that voice, that deep, steady, unmistakable sound, you're not just hearing music. You're hearing a life. So now I'll leave you with this. If everything had come easy for Johnny Cash, would he still be remembered the same way? Let me know what you think. And if you want more stories like this, real stories, powerful stories, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Because the next one might be even bigger. And before we come to the end of this video, I just want to take a moment to say a very big thank you to all of you for watching. Your time truly means a lot. In a world where there are thousands of videos you could be watching right now, the fact that you chose to spend a few minutes here with me on Hajara Rama TV is something I truly appreciate. This channel continues to grow because of viewers like you. Every view, every comment, and every bit of support helps this community become stronger. And that's what makes creating these videos so rewarding. If you enjoyed this video, please take a quick moment to like the video, leave a comment below, and share it with your friends or anyone who might enjoy this content. Your interaction really helps the channel reach more people who love stories, entertainment, and updates just like you do. And of course, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel, Hajara Rama TV, and turn on the notification bell so you'll always be among the first to know when a new video is uploaded. There are many more exciting videos coming your way very soon, and I would love for you to be part of this journey as the channel continues to grow. I also enjoy hearing your thoughts, so feel free to drop your opinions, ideas, or suggestions in the comment section. Your voice matters here, and your feedback helps make Hajara Rama TV even better. Once again, thank you so much for watching and for being part of this amazing community. Until next time, stay safe, stay informed, stay entertained, and keep watching Hajara Rama TV.